During this process of learning English, many of us will come to a stage where we want to question, where we need the answer for one question, that is, what we need to learn or what we need to develop more, either vocabulary or grammar, right? Both are necessary to make up a conversation, right? So in this video, we are going to discuss which is more important according to my view. Okay, I am telling my view about it, and at the end, please comment whether you are agreeing with me, or if not, then also let me know. So without any delay, let's get started. Hi, namaste, welcome back to Learn with Gowthami channel. So according to me, in my opinion, what I feel is that it is more important to focus on improving your vocabulary than on grammar. Why I am telling this? See, if you are familiar with a set of words, active words, then what happens is that you are going to use them regularly in a flow. Even if you are not 100% correct in the usage of grammar, you will be able to reproduce your thoughts and put your ideas in front of the other person. But if you are just mugging up the grammar rules and digging into grammar rules, and you are knowing 100% about grammar, but you don't know the correct words to speak at that particular moment, what happens is that you will get stuck because you don't know what are the words that you need to use at that point of time, right? You know whole grammar, you know where to use ye, where to use yan, and you know how to use the tenses, present tense, past tense, future tense, past participle, everything you know. But you are lacking words. You are not able to describe a thing or describe a situation or inform about a particular thing due to lack of words. If you are not knowing too much about grammar, even then you can manage, right? But if you are not even knowing what words to speak out, then what is the use if you know 100% about grammar? That is what I feel. Both are important, I agree. But you need to know basic rules of grammar, I agree. But along with the basic rules of grammar, you need to upgrade your vocabulary. That is the reason I have done a separate video on showing different methods of how to expand your vocabulary. You need to expand your vocabulary and you need to make sure that you are using them regularly. Otherwise, they are going to be in your passive state of mind. You will not get to use that word at all. You should not do that. It is okay if you are able to learn only 5 words per day or 2 words per day. But use them or put them into your conversation. Try to make sentences using those words. Then what happens is that you are able to use that word, and at the same time you are going to do an exercise on your grammar also, right? In this way you need to balance both of this. But if you ask me on which part should I focus more, then I will say it is vocabulary only, because the more words you have, then you will have different options to explain to the other person using more words, right? So instead of spending whole year or whole hard work into only learning grammar concepts, please understand those concepts and use those concepts in your speech. Even if you make some grammatical mistakes, the other person can understand what is your intention or what is your thought or what is your idea. But if you are saying the wrong word in a situation, then he will not understand why did you use that word there. Okay, then he will be in a dilemma and he will not understand also what is your intention or what are you going to say. So that is the place vocabulary is playing in a speech. You can use so many apps to enhance your vocabulary. There are so many apps online, right? Make the best use of them. The best suggestion I give to you to improve your vocabulary is to maintain your own dictionary. What I mean is that you need to maintain your own dictionary or a journal. You need to write the new word that you are finding each day, and you need to write the meaning, and you can pick up one of the methods that I have told in another video, and you are going to frame sentences using that particular word, and you are going to revise it every week. Otherwise they are going to be in your passive state of mind only. So in order to bring them to your active state of mind, you need to revise, and you need to make sure that you are using that particular word more and more. The more you listen to that word and the more you practice that word, it will become too easy to you to use that word in a particular conversation. After a couple of days, you need not find it too hard to use that word. It will come to you in a flow. It will come to you in a flow. Okay? Whenever you are learning vocabulary, also make it a habit to learn directly in English. Stop this process of translation at the initial stages only if you can. That is a mistake I have done, right? As I told you, I started this learning English practice, but I used to translate a lot. But I found out that this translation technique is not useful to me to improve my fluency in English. So I don't want you to do that mistake. While learning the vocabulary only, you need to start using vocabulary or thinking about that particular thing in English only. Make it a habit or train your mind to think in English only about that particular thing. Don't translate it. Stop this process of translation. If you are seeing a chair, just think that it is a chair and don't think that particular word in your native language. Okay, whatever you see, just try to think in English. You must have that grip upon yourself so that it will become easy to you. And whenever you are learning a particular word, try to memorize the meaning of the word. Okay, not only revising, but you must be able to frame sentences on your own, and you must be able to use them in your conversations. That is how you are going to build up your vocabulary. Generally what happens is that you will listen. Whenever you listen a new word, your brain is going to absorb it. Okay, the more frequent you are going to listen to that word, then your brain triggers you that you know that word, but you don't know the meaning of the word, and you don't know the context at which that word is used, but you know that somewhere you have heard that word. See, so what are you going to do is, first time when your brain triggers you that you know that word, immediately note down that word, because your brain is accepting that it has that capacity to remember that word. So in this way, whatever words you want to bring into your speech, make it a habit to the brain, or train your brain to repeat to it more times. Okay, that is how it will be more easy for your brain to recollect that particular word in that particular situation whenever required. It is not that grammar is not at all required. I am telling you personally, if you understand grammar, I am not telling you to learn grammar or by heart grammar or mug up grammar, but if you understand grammar and if you know that you are able to use those grammar rules correctly, then you will gain a lot of confidence. That is why I am stressing you to learn at least some of the grammar rules. Okay, the first 3 to 4 days of this challenge is just about basics. Please have a look at those, then you would get an idea about what are the grammar rules that you need to learn compulsory. So this is my opinion. I feel that you need to enlarge your vocabulary regularly. Okay, and it is enough if you brush up your grammar. There is no need to dig into grammar rules. So that is all I wanted to tell you. Thank you for joining me till the end. If you like the video, please let me know in the comments, and I would be happy if you share your opinion on this topic, whether you need to practice more grammar or vocabulary. Please let me know in the comments of your opinion also. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing my channel. Share it to your friends and family members who are still in a dilemma whether what to learn, either grammar or vocabulary. and please click the like button.